Hello everyone, this is Gail from Gail's Upstairs Studio, and I hope you're all doing well. The day has arrived. My DaVinci paints have come in the mail. So a couple of questions. What colors did I pick? What sizes did I pick? Did I stick to 12? I can tell you the answer to one of those questions is no, I did not. And start out with a little thank you card from DaVinci. And here are all the colors. You can probably tell already that there's more than 12. I'm just going to take these out for now. Move the box out of the way. Okay, I got some 15 milliliter tubes and some 8 milliliter tubes. And I'm going to start with this because I started with a mixing set when I tried Daniel Smith, and I thought it was a very good place to start. It's a split, so I went the same way with DaVinci. They offer a set that includes a split primary of a warm and a cool of each of the primary colors. Because of how many colors you can mix right off the bat with this set, I thought it would be a good place to start. So in here we have, this is very nicely packaged and all in paper and cardboard, so that's nice. We have a Aerolite yellow, Hansa yellow light, vermilion, red rose deep, ultramarine blue, and phthalo blue. And these are good, very good mixing colors. And either in this video or in a separate video, I will probably show you a color chart using just these so you can see how many mixes you can get just from these 6 colors. From there, I'm going to show you the rest of the 15 milliliter tubes I got. To go along with the mixing set. And the first one, get those out of the way, is Titan Buff. And then we have Theo Indigo Violet. As you can see, I've gotten better at pronouncing that word. And then I had to have the Denise's Green. That was one of the big ones that early on shot right to the top of my list of ones that I wanted to get. And another one was the Stormy Blue. So I got those, and I capped off these ones with Denise's Gray. So these are all my 15 milliliter tubes that I got. And then I got some small ones that were in curated sets that I thought I might like to try. This one is called the Moody 2 Trio by Denise. And in this set were a couple of colors that were on my list and another one that's that I like to have in most of my palettes anyway. So I decided to purchase this one. And this is Perylene Maroon, which if you remember was on my original list. And this one is Indanthrene Blue, which was also on that list. And this one is Phthalo Green, which I've had in other palettes and I really love it for mixing. So it's those 3. And then I have Sunkissed by Zan. Open this up. And there's two in here that were on my list that I narrowed down. And one of them is Indian Yellow. And one is Cobalt Turquoise. And this one is Alizarin Gold, which was one of my very favorites in the dot samples. And this one is called a warm-up trio. And where none of these were ones that I made a big fuss about in the original video, they do have a couple of colors that are important in a palette, I think. And one of those is Yellow Ochre. And this one is Prussian Blue, which is a wonderful, wonderful deep blue. And this one is Venetian Red. So let's get these all down here so we can see them all together. These are all my new DaVinci colors. And later in this video, I will be playing around with them some. I will probably swatch them out off camera in my swatch book and showing you the swatches all together. You did see them all swatched out on the dot card video, so I thought this time I would just swatch them off camera and show you what they look like all together. And I don't know if it will be in this video or a separate video, but I will also be doing a color chart of these ones. This is my set, and let's go do some playing. Okay, these are all the paints. I have them all ready to go, and I bought this very inexpensive plastic palette at Hobby Lobby. It was under $5. So for now, they're gonna go in here, but eventually they're gonna make it into my big studio palette. So, but for playing around with and this initial swatching and color mixing and things, we're going to use this. I'm only going to put a little in each well. Okay, so we have it all filled, and now I'm going to let it dry down overnight, and then we'll do some messing around with some color mixes and things like that. everyone. It's about a week later since I unboxed my paints, and I have been putting them through a little bit of a workout, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. This paint performs wonderfully, as I already kind of had figured out by trying out the dot cards. So as you can see, this palette is already well broken in. First of all, I did a swatching chart in my swatching diary, and as you can see, they all are on here and look beautiful. And yes, there are a lot of blues, but I can use them a lot for mixing for greens and such, and I like blue on its own anyway. So there we go, there's that. And then, as I said I was going to, I did a color chart for the mixing set that I got. Red Rose Deep, Vermilion, Hansa Yellow, Light Lemon, Aerolite Yellow, Phthalo Blue, and Ultramarine Blue. And this is all the colors, if I mix them half and half with one another, that I can get from that 6 colors. And I don't know if you have ever seen a color chart done, but this is one way to do it. There's all kinds of different creative ways to do it, but this is the way that I learned. And so basically what it is it is a dark tone and a watered down version of each mix, and these are the actual colors by themselves here in the middle. So there's that, and there's a lot of nice colors there. I like that green, and I like both of these. I like them all, actually. You can get a lot of really good mixes, and then it gets even more broad if you change your ratio of your paints to one another also. And next I did something a little different to mix the trios. I have right here these stamps, and I've never really used them, but I thought it might be fun to do these trios with them. And so I used the triangle, and what I did is I took all the combinations of the 3 that were in each trio and did the mix down in the big triangle. So you have these 3 extra colors that you can mix out of the 3 that are in the Moody 2 trio, the Sun-Kissed trio, and the Warm-Up trio. And that was kind of fun to do. I'd never done it that way before, so it was fun to kind of experiment with that. And then I just painted a little with it. Just did some paintings. This is a quick little apple that I did in just a little sketchbook I have, and it came out wonderful. I used alizarin crimson, and I deepened with some perylene maroon on the edges, and I used one of the yellows, I don't remember, to kind of underneath. It glazed well. I was able to put some detail in, so I was happy with that. And here is another one I did. And this is on 100% cotton paper, and it worked wonderful. I loved it. And finally, I decided to get a little bigger. And I did this one. And I used some buff titanium in with some yellow here, and I really liked that. So all in all, I'm very, very pleased with this set, and I'm going to be using it a lot. And as expected, I decided that all of these have made it into my big studio palette. I have the whole range that I have of DaVinci, and there is a couple of M-gram 2 Daniel Smith and 2 Mission Gold in here. So I knew that all of them were going to go in as soon as I made my decisions from the dot samples. But there it is. This is what I'll be using most of the time for now. And I still have a little room to grow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I very much enjoyed making it, and I'll see you next time.